Ooh, ooh. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Having some audio issues right now, but I don't care that much because I don't think anyone's going to hop into the stream with me. Therefore, it really only matters if somebody is going to be on the stream with me. So since probably not the case, let's go ahead and set up our YouTube stream. Look like we're good there. Let's pop this in here. All right, and let's put it on comments. And we are not, right now, we're not simulcast on Periscope. I guess I probably should, but I kind of need that line open. My wife hasn't been feeling well, so she may need to get a hold of me. So we're probably not going to simulcast on Periscope tonight. So I apologize to Periscope users who are only watching me live anyways and don't know that I'm apologizing to them. And they have no way of watching later that I apologize to them. I'll make it up to them later. Maybe do another, maybe I'll do a Periscope stream later in the week. So anyway, tonight I was supposed to finish a couple of anime miniatures, and let's show you those real quick. So I was working on wow, almost like over the weekend, I was working on this Bridget Setsuna miniature. And you can see the skin looks fantastic, and the white blouse looks great. I'm really happy with her. And I want to continue working on her. And I also have another anima miniature underway. This is, shoot, I forget her name. Boring? I forget her name. She's boring. She's cool. I mean, it's a good sculpt and all, but it's not Damaris, is it? I totally forget who this miniature is. There's the anger in her face. Argar! Right? But also, mostly like a white miniature, real boring clothing. And no, I'm not saying boring because, she doesn't have that much skin showing. I'm just boring because it's like she looks like she's wearing a paper bag almost, and then she's got her thigh boots are cool, and her shield is cool. But she's kind of boring. So I was supposed to finish those tonight, and I was really intent to do. You can see I'm far enough along to where it would be no problem to finish both of those miniatures tonight. But then something happened. Okay, something happened, and it looks like this. This is what happened, guys. This is what happened. I blame Lord Draconum for this madness, this illness. Look at that. It's Court of Owls, people. Court of Owls for the Batman miniature game. And they're just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. And now, okay, and you're looking at these going, okay, they're brown, right? So what? Brown. Oh, also, don't forget my homeboy, the Gotham Butcher. Okay? There's Gotham Butcher. Look at him. Look at that guy. Huge. And you might be thinking, okay, so what? That's brown and black and maybe a little bit of gold, right? This stuff is boring. This is boring to paint. That's the thing. This is difficult. This is a difficult color scheme, believe it or not. Well, not so much the scheme. It's getting the lighting right. Painters like me have a hard time with subtle. Okay, we don't do subtle too well. And there's a lot of subtle on these. There's a lot of non-metallic lighting effects. So it's gold, brown, and black. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what the models look like. That's Xiaolong. Here's the leader, Benjamin Orchard. You can see there's, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot going on with these miniatures. But so much more than I can describe. Here is Strix. What a cool miniature that is. Strix, huh? And then we got, finally, the main man, William Cobb. He's not the main man. Actually, the leader is what's homie Benjamin Orchard. He's the main one. But look at that. That's a cool mini. Man, these are cool. So a little bit of steel, a little bit of gold. They're assassins. They're like brown ninjas almost. And so I built them last night. Once again, night miniatures, kind of painful to build. I won't lie, kind of painful to build. Like the joints, the way they're put together, is just it could be better. Okay, could be better, but here's the thing. They look fantastic when you put them together. Okay, so put them together and then started to do some of the airbrushing stuff already. So we're already got a nice little head start here before the shows even began. So primed gray, and then a sepia ink wash, or actually I sprayed the sepia ink to give it a dark brown tone, and then I overdid the lighting. You can see I overdid the lighting. That's okay, because we can still work with that. There's Strix. There's this guy, Xiaolong, or whatever his name is. You must defeat Xiaolong to stand a chance. Look at him. He has a giant claw. Okay, how cool! Look at this. He's an owl dude. He has a claw. He's like apparently Chinese. Maybe I'm profiling with the name. I don't care, people. It's a cool name. And he has a little knife. That guy's awesome. Then you got this dude, William Cobb. It's like flying backwards with it. It's like running with his knives backwards. It's like he's gonna backstab type of thing. See? And yeah, the lighting is overdone right now. But that's part of the magic. That's what we're gonna fix. Okay? And then of course, homie Orchard here, the leader of the crew. Okay? So that's what we're working on. We're already at the paintbrush stage. So let's go ahead and load up our water here. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting. I am currently about to get started on this super, super fun Court Owl set. Court Owl set. Man, it's cool. All right. So I have to work on the gold. Okay, and so the gold, you can see the lighting is pretty much there. The lighting is where I want it to be, but I need to work in that ochre color, right? Gold, you got to use an ochre color when you're doing gold. And so I am going to do a really, really thin, I mean really thin, ochre, a dry brush over the model. So we're just going to take yellow ochre like this. We're going to thin it past nobody's business, because the main thing here with this type of dry brush is we're aiming for smooth. We're not really aiming for coverage. Okay, it doesn't matter how many times we have to go over a specific part to get the color, to work the color in. It's more about just getting that tone in and getting it nice and smooth, more so than it is getting any color to hide. In fact, hiding is kind of our enemy right now. We want the transparency from all the dry brush work. I don't want to throw all that work away. So I'm going to take my fancy dry brush here. I'm going to get most of that off. That's a nice, beautiful. And let's show it on this guy. Okay, so let's show you how we get the color on this guy. So I'm just gonna gently run it over, because I want the lights to stay light, I want the darks to stay dark, and I want the gold specifically to pick up in the raised areas. Knowing that this part of him is gold, you can see that's getting a gold tone there. Okay. And I'm going to go with the grain this time. on this dry brush, like that. You can see the gold just starting to come in there. And it's just blending in really nicely with the other colors I used. So I used a sepia ink, then I went back with Minotaur, and I believe the color was bark, or some sort of like a beige brown color. I guess if you're using Vallejo Model Air, you could use any of their medium browns. Okay, let's get the other. So you can see that color is just barely coming in, because I thinned this so much, and when you wipe it clean to do the dry brush, like, you want it really thin. So really I'm just getting it's almost like I'm just getting a little bit of a gold tone in there, not necessarily, haven't necessarily done anything actually gold yet. Okay. See that's the lighting there from the airbrush. And then if your dry brush is thin enough, you can see I'm just depositing tone, but I'm not messing with any of the shading or highlighting or anything. It's just tone. It's all that's going down. That's what we want. We just want that tone. We just want that tint to go down. See? And now we've got really nice kind of a goldish tone to the miniature. You might as well do the whole miniature. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go through. I just wanted to show. I'm actually doing a little bit more just so you guys can see the desired effect from that first dry brush. Okay, so there we go. Let's do it on team captain here, Orchard McOrchard, who actually has a gold mask. So I'm hoping when you guys hop on, those of you who are watching right now, that one of you guys is named Lord Draconum or something along those lines, or at least you know about the Batman game and you can talk to me about the Batman game, because I know nothing about the Batman game. So, because I know nothing about the Batman game, I don't really have anything to talk about other than, man, this is awesome. It looks really cool. But that's about it. Got nothing else to share here. It makes me a little bit sad, because I wish I had a little time to study up on these. I did watch like just a couple things on YouTube on Court of Owls. Apparently they're doing Court of Owls on Gotham, the TV series, which means I really have to watch Gotham, the TV series now. I really have to add that to the queue. I got way too much gold on here. See, now I'm paying for it. But yeah, hoping to learn more about these guys. I was interested in these guys because they were called owls, and they had this really cool look, and that sold me on these guys. I never really read Batman the comic book. I know, many gasps, much horror. I know. I was more of a Marvel guy growing up. I was a Marvel kid because I'm older than a lot of you guys, and when I was coming up, Marvel was a bigger deal than DC. I know it sounds weird on the comic book side, and DC, later on DC would come and take over, and that's why a lot of you guys became more diehard DC guys. A lot of guys my age grew up on Marvel. Marvel was really where it was at. at that point. Um, so I didn't really know anything about the Court of Owls, but owls have always kind of been a thing for me. When you're a kid whose name starts with O, you you kind of gravitate towards things that also start with O. So some of my favorite animals are obviously lots of O's. Obviously owls, ocelots, octopi, definitely octopi, because that's really much closer to my name and its meaning. But owls always had a special place with me. I thought they were really cool. Oh shoot, I just made a mistake here. Yep, I'm gonna have to glue that back on. Owls had a special place with me because it's not so much that they represent wisdom or anything like that, but they started with O, and I really liked the fact that owls were looked at like these like wise old creatures, when in fact an owl in nature, pretty straight up predator. It's interesting to me that we look at, in general, we tend to consider like the bald eagle or hawks to be these great predatory creatures, and in reality, they're good predatory creatures, but they do a fair bit of scavenging. They do a fair, like vultures do. Meanwhile, owls are just incredible predators, and they're beautiful. The whole silent flight of an owl. When I was in college, I was I took some ecology classes. I was kind of a nature buff at that point, and we would go to these reserves or whatever. And I remember one time we went to a reserve, and it was the middle of the day. It was like mid-morning, right? Like 10, 11 a.m., something like that. And these two owls, we were in the woods, and these two owls just flew right past us. They flew right past us, and just these giant birds, these giant majestic birds, and how silent they are. Owls have their feathers are designed to actually muffle noise, so they're very silent predators. It allows them to sneak up on things and prey on them. And so the the whole thing was really beautiful. It spooked one of the guys in the class. This is just kind of an interesting aside. One of the guys in the class was he's a Native American, and that's a bad omen to see an owl during the day. And two went by, and he got really scared, and he actually went home. So I guess owls are going to represent something different to different people. But that's part of what's cool. Is just how beautiful is that to see a giant flying predator, silent predator. So owls always been like one of my favorite things, right? And so when I was playing 40K, my Space Marine, my one and only Space Marine chapter, because I didn't really care for Space Marines, and they're just not my thing. Not really interested in Space Marines. But my one and only Space Marine chapter was the Mentor Legion, right? And some of you guys have heard of the Mentors, which are they updated the Mentor Legion, but the original Mentor Legion for Warhammer 40K, their symbol was the owl. So, and I really liked that. So that was my Space Marine chapter, right? And so I guess what I'm saying is I'm really into owls. I have some owl paraphernalia and stuff, and if I were a house or if I was like say like Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, where he kind of made up his own sigil, I would not be. I think his was like the mockingbird, right? Mine would be the owl. I would pick the owl, and my wife and I, we talked about that too. Like, okay, that would be my personal sigil. Would be the owl. In our families, I don't know, would either be the octopus or something else. So, yeah. So TLDR, I really like owls. That's all we really need to know. I really like owls. Okay. All right. So just getting a little more. Now this guy has a lot of gold. He has the most gold actually of all the pieces. So I really want to get his gold done right. Okay. So we're gonna knock that out. And we're gonna make this actually. We're gonna put a lot more effects on this. So if it doesn't look great too. It doesn't look too great right now. Don't worry. We'll improve it. So once again, for just tuning in, welcome to Paint It Live. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting. I don't know how well chat is working tonight, so I'm going to keep loading it and see if anything shows up. Okay. Meanwhile, we're going to continue to work on my owls here. Okay, looking pretty good. So now let's go ahead and I still think I need a little more yellow in this, but I'm going to be okay with that because we're gonna wash this and we're gonna make we're actually gonna glaze it, and I want to make a custom glaze. I mean, I can go with Seraphim Sepia as a glaze, but I want this to be a little. I need it to be a little shiny. And there's going to be the unfortunate downside to this, which is it's going to take a long time for the glaze to dry. So I've got to be a little sparing here. So I get two options. I can just take the Seraphim Sepia and thin it and wash that in, but I don't think it's going to be strong enough in some points. And I really want this to be strong in some of the areas. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, I'm going to make a custom little glaze here. Okay. And we're going to use inks, like I was saying. Ooh, that would be kind of nice. And I need a little more yellow in this to convince people that this is more of a golden color. So I'm going to take yellow and I'm going to take sepia. Okay. And I'm going to mix them 50-50. So 1, 2, 3 drops of yellow. And we're going to do 1, 2 drops of sepia. Then we're going to do, we need glaze. We're going to do 3 drops of glaze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Okay, 6 drops of glaze. 5.5 drops of glaze. And about 3 drops of water. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to need a big brush, a reasonably big brush here, like a wash size brush to apply washes. And so I'm going to take this old Winsor Newton and we're going to mix it up. I don't know if this is going to be dark enough. It should be. As long as it settles into the right parts of the model, it should be okay. That looks about right. Let's see if it's translucent enough. It is. Okay. So now this is going to go in where basically anywhere there's gold. We're going to run that in there and make sure it gets in the cracks. Okay. So you can see that coming in. So you can use Seraphim Sepia to do this. Seraphim Sepia may not flow in the same manner. And if you want it to be a little dirtier, you need to mix a little umber or Agrex Earthshade or something in with that if you wanted to achieve something similar with the Citadel washes. Okay. So you can see there's that. And we're gonna wash this whole chest plate here. That's all gold. It actually looks pretty good on the back there. See that detail just popping up? I believe this is also gold. I don't know. I think he's wearing like a gold vest, but I could be wrong. Okay. So far, so good. All right. So that's looking pretty gold. Let's do the guy that's the next highest amount of gold on him, which is this Xiaolong guy. Looks like we're a little too dark at his scale. That's fine. We'll just highlight back up to gold. Let's do the little claw here, also in gold. And this is a cool looking model, man. Really like this guy. He's just awesome. All right. And now the other guys don't have nearly as much gold on them. They have a little bit, but we're gonna just zazz them up a little bit. And I hate that I just used the word zazz. I hate that, but there we go. So I'm gonna do this. And he doesn't really have any other much gold on him anymore, does he? He's got a little gold on his mask, and then that's it. He got a little gold on his hilt, the hilts of his swords. I could do, I don't need to follow the studio scheme exactly. Let's do gold claws instead of steel claws. Like that. Does he have gold on his? He does have like gold bands on his armor. So I guess I do have to do this number. Kind of don't want to. It's okay. So that'll get the gold bands, but I still have that issue of in between those gold bands, it needs to be a darker brown. So we got to figure that out. Let's see. What? They need more swag. We demand swag. Damn it. You guys will get swag. In fact, I owe you swag. Here's why. Because we got to start doing the extra life auctions. I mean, not auctions, the weekly raffles. We got to do the weekly raffles. I have to get all the prize support together, which I'm still waiting on. But I can start raffling off some stuff I have on me immediately and get those out, just so that we can kick this off. So yes, in case you were wondering, yes, we are doing Extra Life again this year. So, and it's going to be similar format as last year. By the way, welcome to the show, Greenleaf and Damien. Thank you for popping in. So yeah, we are going to do some Extra Life again this year. We are going to do raffles just like we did last year. So once again, if you want to donate early. That way you get into all the raffles. Because the later you get in, the fewer raffles obviously will be available. And then the whole thing is going to culminate in some crazy day where we do a public paint day at our LGS Comic Quest. And then I don't know the rest. Oh, see, she's pretty straightforward. You just, bam. Shouldn't have that much gold on her. Oh, she does actually. What am I saying? She's throwing stars. She's throwing like blade things. That's pretty cool. It's a cool enough graphic, I suppose. To throw that. Whoosh. But yeah, East Side. what are you talking about? It's funny because I can imagine your voice saying that. It's funnier. It's funnier with your voice saying that. You should close out one of your videos with that. That would be hilarious. East Side. That's funny. All right. Okay. Here, let's just make them all kind of look gold for now, and then we'll fill in the blanks. We'll fix the rest as we go. I totally forgot. This guy has way more gold on him. See, like the little knee pads. He has a special gold knee pad things. Problem is, this stuff takes a long time to dry, so I might have just made a critical error there. We might be hanging out and waiting for this stuff to dry and bullshitting while it's going to happen. I know, terrible, huh? We have to sit here and talk about nothing. We could talk about owls and how much I love owls, which I did. Like, you guys missed that part. Are you not on the west side? Yes, I am on the west side. We are all the way on the west side. You really can't get wester than me. Well, if you go west from me, a little southwest, then you hit Damien. Damien lives very close to me. And then if you go any more west, then you're just in the ocean. So that's how west we are. That's how west side we are. Oh, he's so cool, man. Look at this. Look at this dude. He's cool. But now I gotta wait. Like, I gotta let this all dry. Pretty cool. All right. let's let that dry for a minute. Stay gold, pony boy. What? We love you. These are the best. I'm always about to shut down, and I work a little more. Nice. Nice. Glad to hear it. Okay, so we need to make. I need to make a little bit of a black. Well, it's so small though. I could just use armor wash, but I don't know. It's not as cool. Oh, Nuln Oil is easier. And because I'm going to use Nuln Oil on the blades because it's just easier. There's not, like, if it was a large steel surface, then maybe I would use maybe I'd make a little glaze out of it, but this is fine. Nuln Oil will do the trick. So let's do Nuln Oil. I need to thin the Nuln Oil, don't I? If I'm going to do this right. Thin it. There we go. Because you really don't need that much. You're doing something like a blade. You're just using it to smooth things out, really. I'm going to run it down here too. You don't really need much. There we go. Look at that. See how fast? Super fast, man. All right, and there we go. Just a little bit of lighting on those blades. So blades, and your blades. Oh, I forgot to do her base. Let's do that. Let's do this dude's base. These are really cool bases, by the way. These are just base crowns by a company called Tectonic Craft Studios. They're located on the East Coast somewhere. I want to say New York State. I could be wrong, but yeah, they're cool. These are, they're just simple little like MDF punchable base crowns. They sit right on top of the base. It seems kind of weird that you're painting MDF. It scares some people, like, oh, it's just going to soak up all the paint. It's actually pretty good. It takes paint pretty well. You can technically paint them on primer, but I wouldn't do that. There are like crazy notifications coming in. I hear stuff. I hear stuff. Maybe people are donating to my Extra Life stuff. That would be cool. I'm going to be, just so you know, I may be a little slightly annoying with the Extra Life promo stuff because, I like to, we got to ramp up the campaign here for Extra Life. So I might get a little obnoxious with that. Go ahead and thumbs me down if you hate it that much. But then just know that you hate children. Okay? Just know that. Just be okay with that. I'm just kidding. You don't have to be okay with that. It's fine. All right. So, oh, don't fall over. I'm just going to do the chain here. Okay. Let's give that a minute to dry, and I'll figure out. So, I don't know. Some of the stuff that we might give away on raffle, like little things. It's not going to be big things. Again, little stuff that I can ship. Like, for example, the dude miniature, right? Everyone loves the dude, and you can have your own the dude if you donate $5 to my Extra Life campaign. We'll put you in a little raffle. We'll raffle off the dude to you. Hey, what's up, Tori? Welcome to the show. Let's see. Yeah, it's too funny. That would be exciting. I was playing Commander Keen, and I got Extra Life once. Cool. Commander Keen, I love playing that. What is going on? Okay, trying to keep up with you guys. Let's pan up so you can see. You can see the awesome that is going on right there, and how I did almost nothing, and you've got this really cool non-metallic gold rocking it right there. So now I might just take the sepia. Well, now I have to make a. We got to decide. Let's look at some of the colors here, because there's like different browns. So we have to look at, okay, here we go. So look at that. See, he's got, let's see who is colorblind here, if I'm colorblind or not. But it seems to me that most of these, most of the body is a walnut color, right? It's like a walnut brown, and then they've toned it up. So if it's a walnut brown, I could just go back with just sepia ink, and it should actually give it a nice walnut brown color. Should. I think Homeboy's his head, which has no eyes apparently, is almost a black. You know, I'm more about the Jesus. Well, guess what? You can't fuck with the Jesus. Look at him. You gonna pull that crazy Vietnam shit? I'm gonna stick my gun up your ass and pull the trigger until it goes click. That was my terrible the Jesus impression. But yeah, I got the Jesus right here, man. Look at the Jesus. He's awesome. So yeah. Anyway. This is what happens when we're working with a restricted color palette and I've got lots of time to just say nonsense while stuff is drying. So I need to I need to get to a walnut color here. So and I need to thin this ink because it's gonna go well. Okay, two ways I can do this. I can make a really thin like a glaze out of this and run this over it. Might be the safer choice because inks are fantastic and they're going to get like there's going to be a lot of color that goes in there. It's going to be really striking looking. But if I screw up with an ink, I'm in trouble. So let's see. So I got to think this or this. There's two ways to get there. This gives me a much more dramatic effect. This is the safer bet. I go for drama. We're going for it. We're going. We don't care. All right. Late at night, we're going to do this. So we're going to take sepia and we're going to mix. We're just going to make our own glaze out of sepia. And we're going to mix it with. I don't want to use a regular matte medium. No. Blah. Donnie is oh my God, Donnie is my favorite. Donnie is my favorite. I have him. He's actually in a miniatures bag off to my right-hand side somewhere. Yeah, I painted that whole set. I painted them because I want to use them as pawns for the game Thugs that we were going to play last night, but we never got to. It made me sad. I want to play Thugs. It's like a 30-minute game. We ran out of time because stupid Relic Knights went on too long and I had to win the game, so I was clearly stalling to make sure I won, because that happens. Just kidding. Shit. I cannot find my matte medium. I have a whole thing of Liquitex matte medium. I don't really want to use that stuff because that's really, well, screw it. I guess I have to. But I thought for sure I bought a little tube of just matte medium, of the Vallejo matte medium. I have like bottles and bottles of glaze medium and bottles of thinner medium. Oh, man. Yeah, got everything but matte medium. It's going to show up when I'm not looking for it. When I'm looking for glaze medium, I'll be able to find nothing but matte medium bottles. I don't see it. That's it. It's not here. It's just making me mad. All right. I guess we're going to use... I guess I could use the Liquitex. Just don't want to. Fine. Let's use the Liquitex. I love the painted Eldorado Immortals you gave me last week. Cool. Use Steve medium. What? Steve medium? Jeez. Whenever someone says Steve, I think of that dude from Jerry Springer, the bouncer guy. Steve, that dude got his own show. That was crazy. Matte medium. All right, so no, the Liquitex matte medium is not thin enough. Some people swear by it. I think if you're using P3 paints, it's probably pretty good. I don't know. Let's see what we get. Let's just mix it. Let's do a couple of drops of sepia in there. Yeah, the matte medium is actually thickening it up, which makes sense. It's not the same as glaze medium. It's actually giving it a slightly more opaqueness to it. But what's going to be cool is I think it should, if it works right, it should actually dull down some of the, that sepia. I need to test it on something that I don't like. Let's see. I have something here I don't like. It's just like, here, I can use this. Should be okay. Let's just see. So it's just gonna look like that. Is that even dark enough is the question. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. It's almost a little too transparent. I need a little more opaque. I mean, it's not bad. It's actually kind of nice the way it flows with the matte medium. All right, let's try it with the glaze medium this time. Glaze medium is awesome. It's nice and thin. So let's try it with glaze medium. See if that makes it look any different. So I'm gonna go 4 drops of glaze medium. And I'm just going to go 50-50 with 1, 2, 3, 4. So 50-50 with the ink. So I'm going for a more powerful look. And a couple drops of water. Let's see what we get. See, experimenting. You got so much time to dry. We're going to experiment. We're going to see. All right, let's have a look. Ew. Now that's intense. It's a very intense color. That's kind of nice, and I can control it. Yeah, I like that a lot more. That's more of the walnut that I'm looking for. You claiming Northern Hemisphere now? Uh-oh. Those damn Peruvians are going to be pissed. People of Ecuador, Adam has called you out. He is claiming the North. All right, so here we go. Does the Gotham Butcher have eyes? No, he has no eyes, does he? Just here. Are they too close? Does it look too close to the gold is the question. That looks awful close to the gold. I don't know that I'm getting a different look there. I need something. It needs to be more opaque. I guess that's the take home. It's got to be more opaque. And as much as I hate to do it, I could do straight ink. Oh man. I could do brown ink. We could do brown ink, which is actually a little bit lighter, but it's got less of that honey brown, that honey color to it, a little more walnut. Let's get the brown ink out. Oh, I also have this stuff. This brown, which is like a nice walnut. Let's try that. Igloo people unite. Okay, that's not bad. And the nice part about this is we mix this with just a little bit of water. We don't need to do the fancy schmancy stuff on this, because this is actually going to leave a much more solid color. Where did our test base go? When I throw that thing away, it's gone. Did I get rid of it? No, there it is. Not much of it left to test, but here, I'll do a little stripe here down the middle. So it's got more of a true brown color to it. It's just not, no, it's still not potent enough. Maybe I can add some brown ink to that and just make it more powerful. Or I might be back at square one, really, with just brown ink. Yeah, see how powerful that brown ink is? And just add a little drop of water to that, not much. Mix that. That's a little too red. It's close though. It actually could use a little brown, a little black ink. If I mixed that brown and black ink, would I get a more of an umber color? Let's see. Too much black ink now. Yeah, now it's like way black. Okay. Okay. Let's agree then. Let's quit that. Instead, let's get on with, let's mix brown ink and, sorry, not brown ink. Let's mix sepia and black. Sepia and black probably get us the umber. I really want an umber or a walnut. Anyone watch? So yeah, I'm probably going to start watching Gotham because of these miniatures. So, Tori, yes, I will probably start watching Gotham. Okay, a couple drops of black ink there. Man, I may have to do a glaze. I don't want to though. What if I just did water? I'm trying to just do water because the glaze is really cool and you get really nice control, but I don't want to wait so long. That's looking good. It's almost a little too dark. No, but that's good. That's the walnut color. Let's do it. All right. This model is crazy. There's so much metal here that I'm afraid. There we go. Yeah, that's what we wanted. There's so much metal on this model that you could almost kill someone with this model. If it were solid in the torso, then definitely, like the old Dread Sock. You guys, the 40K guys know what I'm talking about. myth of, well, the old legend where, you take an old school metal dreadnought and you put it in a sock and you beat someone with it, and it's enough to kill somebody. That's what I'm referring to. Oh, that looks right. Gotta watch out for the bubbles, because I didn't put glaze medium in it. It's very thin and it's running all over the place, but it's the right color. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks very cartoony. So I guess we figured out how to paint the owls, huh? It looks a lot like the comic book stuff, which is what we're going for, obviously. Ooh. See, there's an issue there. See, ended up getting a little, the ink flowed too hard and ended up getting over here. I don't want that. Okay. Uh-oh. Hear the little guy wake. Mom should be over there in a minute. If not, I may have to leave the computer for a moment and tend to the boy. All right. There. Okay. Let's let that dry. That looks very cool now. All right. So how did I do that? That was, I made an umber ink, basically. Right? That's what I did, didn't I? I think that's what I did. Right? I think so. All right. Let's do, so now we're going to just apply that to the other members of the team here using a smaller brush so that I can actually apply this with a little bit of precision. There we go. I really like this Strix model. She's super funny looking. She's like, wah, and there's like 3 little blades coming out. There we go. What color are Strix's boots? Are they gold or are they? They are. They are kind of umber. Kind of umber. There we go. One down. Let's do more owls. Let's do this dude. East side out. Have a good night. Good night, Adam. Got the Star Wars Imperial symbol dice bag. Nice. That sounds cool. Is that for the X-Wing game or for Imperial Assault? Is that like tied into a specific game or what? Or they just sold a Star Wars dice bag? Oops. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. I can fix that. I ran this umber mix where I didn't really want it. It's okay. When you're dealing with everything that's almost the exact same color, you can fix it pretty easily. Okay, there we go. All right. I promise you these look great in real life. You may not be actually seeing much on the feed here. Let me try to. It's just a Star Wars dice bag for dice. There we go. I think we got a little more light on this. Look at homeboy here. Yeah. He's ready. Xiao Long is he's gonna make you drink boba that you didn't order. That's what's gonna happen. You didn't even know. You weren't even aware. And then he came along and betrayed you. He's like the betrayer. Because now that we found a good boba spot right by my house, we no longer have to deal with Guac the betrayer. It's true. We now have, I forget what Mark called her, Sing Sing the Magnificent or something like that, who actually, she takes your order and makes it better. Because she's like, oh, you want taro boba? Well, guess what? Move it over to smoothie boba and you'll be happier. And that's what we did. We moved over to smoothie boba and oh my God, we were happier. That's a true story. That was insane. All right, finally homeboy here. And I'm going to be waiting on a lot of stuff to dry. It's crazy though, because we're just using so many different types of glazes and washes. We really haven't done much painting. You know what I mean? Everything is just sort of, at this point, everything is just sort of shading itself. We're just doing shades of shades. These models, I mean, you can almost say that these models look dipped. Just terrible. But they do. I mean, they to a degree, they look dipped. But they're still cool. Like, you don't care. Okay, maybe they're dipped. So what? They look awesome. All right. Let's chill here for a minute because that was a lot of things that went down. Next up, we're going to do a little precision stuff. Hey, what's up, Lord Draconum? I dedicated tonight's feed to you and your fault for getting me into wanting to paint some Batman stuff. So we're painting our owls tonight. All right, got to bounce for the night. Catch you later. See you, Damien. Okay, drink. Let me pan up a little bit. Actually, I'll just move these into frame so you can see. the owls. Well, I don't know. They're looking pretty cool. They're getting there. So next up, I'm gonna highlight the gold a little bit more. But again, we need to stay super, super smooth and just keep everything that we had. So that super, super thin highlight I did at the beginning, we're going to redo that highlight. And again, at super, super thin levels. If I'm not saying super, super thin enough, I need to stress how thin we're going to go. Let's see. Just working on some Lord of the Rings. Got to get back to painting Batman soon. The Butcher looks cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's you know, everything is drying, but it's a lot of glazes and ink so far. I did some initial airbrushing to get that brown started. Oh man, I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. A little bit of brown there, brown ink that I didn't want at that spot. All right. Yeah, so here, we should show you the Butcher because that's the easiest model to see the scheme. Right now, I've been doing all the same scheme on every model, and you can see that walnut is drying there. The gold is a little closer to drying. Let's see, Talon is nice. I think it's Talon. I think you're talking about Talon is William Cobb, this guy. I think you're saying this guy's Talon. I think. So yeah, everything is just really wet right now, so I can't do a whole lot. But yeah, up next we're gonna re-highlight with that yellow ochre to bring some more gold back. And then we're gonna really tighten up the bases. Oh, thanks. Those are TCS, Tectonic Craft Studios. They're MDF bases. They're fun little bases. They're perfect for Batman. I use them on my League of Shadows starter. So with this and League of Shadows, I have two starters that will be painted probably by this weekend. And then I got to find a victim to help me learn Batman. So there's that going on. All right. All right. I think I'm just about ready to start the next gold highlight. It was entirely too much paint I just put in there. It's all right. So mix that up. Let's wipe off just about all of it. And here we go. There's still a little too much paint. I'm just going to pick off the edges here. This. I'm going to blend this down. The Butcher is super fun to paint just because it's a big old cool looking model with so much fun detail. It's not tedious detail, you know. It's not like endless spikes or or stupid shoulder pads that need, you know, extra attention. This is just fun little, you know, play around with your lighting and your details. This is the kind of highlighting and painting and stuff I really like. Is this kind. Ooh. One problem is I got so much. There's just so much liquid still drying on the model, and so as I'm moving it around, it's kind of sloshing around. All right. If I disappear, it's my wireless. The League versus the Owls would be a cool matchup. Adam West Batman is neat, and the Dark Knight Rising Batman are the only Batman figs with arrest that I remember. Yeah, I was wrong earlier today when I said I got the Frank Miller one. I do have the Dark Knight Rising Batman. I'll after this highlight, I'll stop and show you guys what else I got for Batman, because I'm super excited about it. Like the stuff came in, and then the fever kicked in that I have to play this game, and I want to learn a little more about it. I want to shoot a bat rep. Bat rep would be awesome, using the starters that I put together. I might need to go out and get Talia, but painting her is a joke. Like there's not much to that miniature. In fact, I was thinking maybe I could just use, as long as I got her card, I could use Kirsten from Anima Tactics, because it's almost the exact same miniature, but I think Kirsten's a little bit of a better sculpt. And I don't think anyone would even challenge me. They'd, oh yeah, that looks like Talia al Ghul. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to learning the game, and it has coincidentally got me into more Batman. So I probably will be watching the Gotham series, because they're supposed to be doing the Court of Owls on Gotham, and I read a little bit of I read some summary stuff on the Court of Owls, and just how other people have reviewed that storyline, and it just seems really cool. So now that I have the miniatures and I'm going to be painting them up, and I'll probably end up being like a big Court of Owls super fan. I know on camera it might look like I'm overpainting these, but you can, it's on so thin, you can just feather it out. It's not a big deal. See, there we go. So I'll let him dry some more. I have a couple of guys with a lot of gold on them that need to be re-highlighted. This guy probably being the main one. Feel free to ask me questions. I'm not an expert. Talia kind of sucks, but she's okay. Go to Bat Builder and just download the card. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I probably just to be because I am kind of a completionist snob at times, probably will still go get the model. But I just wasn't impressed with it. I didn't think the model was that great. So I didn't buy it when I had the chance. I was like, let's just find out how this game goes before I spend more money and put more money into it. And then the other thing I need to find out is, whether or not my commissions are going to sell on eBay. The idea is I'm going to paint up some stuff from not just from Batman, but from Night Models, like their other superhero lines, and see if I can actually turn a reasonable profit out of it. You know, from a collector or from maybe another gamer that really that really likes Batman, but can't or doesn't want to paint their own Batman minis. It's kind of like the ideal client that I'm looking for. Building these sucks though. And I know I've complained about that enough, but yeah, building these sucks. Was not a fan of that. All right. This dude has a gold mask. I should probably pick off the details on the gold mask and his sword hilt. That's about it for him. This guy here, William Cobb or whatever his name is. I would buy them when I find a job. Yeah, Mark, who's the guy that got me into Batman, got me to buy Batman, is like, oh, don't worry about finding customers because I'm gonna buy them. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put them on eBay. He's like, yeah, don't bother putting them on eBay. I'm gonna buy them. Like, oh man, which is cool. It's good to know, but sometimes the local guys don't have the money at the time, and I need to keep keep stuff coming in if I'm gonna continue to, um, you know, pay for a babysitter and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I need to keep the commissions flowing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Mark is good people. I know he's good for it. I just sometimes I need it a little more urgently. So I'm still probably going to pop a couple of these on eBay just to see what they go for. There we go. All right, let's see. I want Darth Dooku mini that they have. They have a Darth Dooku mini. Is it Darth Dooku or Count Dooku? I know you're like a way huger Star Wars fan than I am, Tori. So you can correct me either way. Maybe I'm just only thinking about the movies where they called him Count Dooku. Maybe he was called Darth Dooku uh, in the Sith circles. All right. Looking pretty good. All right. Tori, don't think any of them look Space Marine like. They don't have the Star Wars license, but you might be able to find the miniatures somewhere. Just drive for a little bit. All right, so let me show you guys. Well, let me eat some almonds real quick, and then I'll show you guys what else I got from Miniature Market. Because it's pretty cool. All right, so let me show off what came in the mail today. Here is Superman, the Jim Lee Superman. It should be fun to paint. I'm not planning on keeping this miniature, probably sell it. Or, this might become an extra life raffle. We'll see. Now I got two Batmans. Adam West Batman, which is amazing. Look at that. That is just, from a completely miniature standpoint, absolutely horrible. But it's Adam West, and that's what we want our Adam West Batman mini to look like. That is exactly what we want our Adam West Batman mini to look like. And it's awesome. Look at that. And look at the little green highlights over the eyebrows. It's amazing. And he's like sucking in. It's like not a six-pack. He's just sucking in right there. It's amazing. Can't wait. That's going to be super fun to paint. And I'm going to paint these, probably going to paint these one at a time, just because they're fun. Here's the other Batman. Now this is the Batman I'm probably going to keep. I don't know if I'm going to sell this one. This is a Dark Knight Rises Batman. You know what I really like about this Batman? Two pieces. Look at that. I've been bitching and moaning about the Knight models, having to put them together. Look at that. Oh man. See, like, gosh, I see stuff like this, and it's like, I don't need another miniatures game. Maybe I do. I don't know. I mean, oh, look at that. That needs to happen. That just needs to happen. Look at that. Dang it. So good. And it's going to take all of 2 seconds to paint this miniature. You just have to get the lighting right. That's it. It's really just black. It's just black. There's nothing else to do here. It's about four different colors and a wash, but yeah, like, I should have ordered like 20 of these and just cranked them out and been like, hey, who wants a Batman? Anyway, probably keeping that Batman. Next up, this is going to be way fun. Wonder Woman. Look at the miniature. That is amazing. And I like painting the female miniatures, so it's going to be amazing. This one is going to probably be the most fun for me. Putting her arms on with female miniatures sucks every single time, but I've done it many, many times before. It's a sacrifice I gladly accept when you're painting that. Look at that. Man, that's fun. The boots, the freehand here, whoo, terrifying. Terrifying. There's no way I can do that. There's absolutely no way I can paint that in. But it is Wonder Woman. And actually, those stars are etched in there. So Wonder Woman. Another one that I'm just going to sell. Iron Man. This one's going to be really fun to paint because it's lots of non-metallic. That red and gold. That gold is I know how to get that gold. The red is going to be interesting. And then you got a little lighting effect here. That's a fun miniature. Man, these are going to be so much fun to paint. It's crazy. Crazy. All right. That one's going on eBay more than likely. Next up is, oh, I got 3 Batmans. So I did get the Frank Miller Batman. Okay. I don't remember. That's, look. Oh, man. And it has the bat. It has a bat flying. Where do you put the bat? I guess does the bat, I hope the bat doesn't attach to him. It's very cool though. We'll find out. Anyway, that was fun. Get to look at cool stuff that I will be painting somewhere along the line. Well, and it looks like pretty good because we're starting to show some signs of drying on these miniatures. So let's get back to our dude here. We got to do another highlight on the gold, and this time we're going to go in with this color, buff. Okay, so this is going to be a very fine edge highlight. And there's no way I'm going to finish these tonight, but I'm going to get really close. Get really close. I might be able to finish 1 or 2. We'll see. Whoa! Just a little too much paint there. Yeah, these minis are fun. Stupid Night miniatures. Stupid Night miniatures and their awesome ability to get awesome IP. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I really wish these were cast by one of my favorite guys, Kai Nesbitt from Cypher Miniatures. If he still did casting. He doesn't really do casting anymore, but I think he really did it the best. The bat is attached to his leg. Nah, man. I don't know if I have it. It looks cool. It really does look cool, but that's going to be annoying. All right. I went way overboard on the buff. So we're just going to do a little line highlight. Sharpen up the gold. When you're doing this type of metallic, that's the key really, is you're going to do an extreme transition from basically that umber, or that really, really dark brown, all the way up to white in some cases. But you want those to exist on very extreme parts of your, whatever your metal piece is supposed to be. So the more distance you have between them, the better your non-metallic look becomes, right? So I'm going to do that. Yeah, Butcher's awesome. I don't really know, is Butcher, he's part of Court of Owls, but is he considered a Talon? He's just a giant Talon? Is that what the guy is? I don't know. And then I guess as of today, these are the only miniatures available for Court of Owls. So they don't have any other like generic Talons that you could hire. Yeah. Let's see. The mean part is the butcher is a henchman, so he can take equipment. I'm going to find out all about this stuff soon, I hope. Man, I can't wait to play some Batman. I think this is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Maybe I'll even have time to paint a Batman this week. So I can paint, Dark Knight Rises Batman and have that fight going on and have Batman running around in the middle of it. Be pretty dope. They can't hire free agents. Oh, they're the complete faction at the moment. They can't hire free agents as of this moment. Okay. So I have all of the Court of Owls miniatures. I don't know why I have the Arby's tag line stuck in my head with the little fanfare, barm, barm, barm. We have the meats, which I think is the same, like that little music that they use for Empire. And I don't watch Empire, but every time I see an ad for Empire, they play that berm, 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 and I think about the Arby's commercial. I'm glad we discussed such important things on this live feed. But yes, I don't know why, but that's trapped in my head at the moment. I think it's because when you have a dude this gigantic that you're painting, he has the meats, And so you're just going to believe that. You're just going to hear that in your mind, that this dude totally has the meats. How do you guys feel about Arby's, by the way? And do you have, let me ask this first. Do you have Arby's in your part of the country? And if so, how do you feel about it? I have two minds about Arby's personally. Because the fact is, I find Arby's delicious. But at the same time, Arby's kind of terrifies me in that, really, it's like you're just picking whatever shape of meat you want. There's really only, the Arby's menu is really only like four different kinds of meat, and you're just picking different shapes. So that part of it frightens me from a completely, health nut standpoint. I consider it, but I always end up, I'm still down with the Arby's. Like I'll break down and get some Arby's if it comes down to it. So now I'm just going to do a very fine highlight here on the butcher's mask. Man, that's cool. I may have to finish painting Butcher, dude. Butcher is awesome. Just painting his teeth right now. Let's see. I like Arby fries. Curly fries are good. Yeah, Arby fries are good. I'm not much of a fry guy. Well, actually, I am. I like French fries, but I have this weird thing. I don't like to eat a lot of them. I just love the taste of French fries. So whenever I get one of those combos, I'll eat like 3 or 4 French fries, and then I'll give the fries to somebody. That's one of your. That's one of the amazing side benefits you get if you game with me and I have food is you're going to end up with fries. If you like fries, you're going to have that option. You may not even need order your own fries. You can just sit there and wait for me to give you my fries. Oh, crud. Wow. I missed that boat. Look at that. What happened there? Need to fill that in. There we go. It's like a spot that I didn't actually hit with the glaze. Man, there's really nothing to painting these miniatures, is there? They're just you just got to get the once you get the where you want to put the lighting, where you want to put your highlights, there's not much to them. But that's the hard part. The hard part with a miniature like this is trying not to avoid doing too much. Because I've seen, I've seen some really nice painted ones, and then the ones that I think are not so nice are the ones where the guys are good painters. They just on this particular line they did too much. They were used to doing so many things on other lines, and then they take that same mentality into this line, and it just doesn't quite work. Nice. All right, so that's done. These are now the problem with this guy is I actually have to paint in the white shirt. So this guy's got a few items on him that needs to be addressed. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but he's just going to be a little bit more involved than the other dudes. And his mask is just beautiful. The detail on this guy's owl mask is crazy awesome. And I would be remiss not to treat it with the respect it deserves from a detail standpoint. That is absolutely gorgeous. I really like the butcher. He pops. Thank you. Yeah, well, it's that big. I think he's really the eye grabber in this crew. Although I like this chick, Strix or whatever her name is. Just a really cool pose. And the paint job isn't anywhere near as complicated as other stuff that I'm used to. That's kind of the beauty. So that I'm just gonna pick specific points, and that's really gonna make the model pop in the right ways. Cool. Like as well, looks great with her throwing the knives. Yeah, I gotta do a white highlight on the edging of the knives to complete that effect. And then here goes Mr. Talon. Now he has a bunch of knives here that I probably that I'll have to just do kind of a minimalist paint job on. It's going to be very hard to get those to blend, to pop with all the other, with how subtle the everything else is on the Mini. Oof, hope that worked out well. These stripes down here are kind of my bane. I'm trying to highlight them without having to pick out every individual one. So I'm just taking the flat of my brush and hitting it. And it works in most spots, but sometimes that detail is just a little too shallow and end up over highlighting, like right there. Still looks great though. Just fun. Okay. And then finally, Xiaolong. So I guess I need, for Batman, I need a 3x3 city board, right? I have probably enough terrain to do Batman. If, we could also use my 4x4 board for Batman, that anima board. That looks pretty good for the game. Oh, I love the, like, look at the little the owl heraldry on this. So cool. All right. So now let's go ahead and take some white, do that edge highlight I was talking about. Yeah, regular white. This white will work. Sure, that white will work. No, it's not clean enough. This white should work. I'm sure that some parts of the Gotham Butcher are supposed to be black, but I kind of like him where he's at. I don't want to change him. That's an empty paint bottle. Good job. Should not be keeping those if they're empty. Here we go. Here's the white. I also want to get the new Red Hood and Harley gang. I'm staying away from the Riddle gang. The Riddler with the robots looks amazing. Looks amazing. Our buddy Kevin showed me that, and he's like, "Oh, I totally have to get this." So I think he's getting that. Oh man, it just, everything looks so good. Looks so fun. All right. Do I want to? Can do like a white edge. Might be too much. Yeah, it's a little much. Maybe not, huh? Let's just do a little. I'm just picking specific spots to do the white. But I can even do the white on the, he's got a chain around his waist here. I can do that and just pick off little parts of the chain. Oh man, a little chip there. That's not good. See if I can just plug that up. I actually have to stick a little bit of paint there. There we go. Yep, wireless is acting up. That sucks. As you know, I have a very similar issue here. And it drives me insane. And I title my shows Cox Communication Sucks when I get super mad. So I totally know what that's about. All right, let's let our dude hang out. Okay, so here's what we really use this white for, right? So you can see the blades there. And you're just trying to get around the edges of it just to define the shape of the blades. Right, so, and then you're going to run a really subtle line down the middle. So that's what you're trying to go for right there. What's that gonna? Woo! There it goes. That's what you're going for. That's the fastest, easiest way to take care of that. All right. So I'm very, very close. I don't know. We might put in a little overtime just to finish them because they're that close to being done. So I might stream a little bit longer just to finish these dudes. All right, and let's do all highlights on, we're going to highlight each of the knife blades that this guy's got on his belt. There you go. I mean, it's nothing that great, but again, all we're really doing is just playing with the lighting and seeing if you can catch certain things about these models based on the way that they're lit. Okay, so he's done, she's done. Let's do this dude. Thank you. Looking good. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. It's going to be so much fun. Tell me something. Oh, I guess you haven't played these yet. I was going to say, like, what do you know about the playstyle? What can you tell me about what I should expect when I put these guys down on the board for the first time? That's what I want to know. Like, what am I dealing with? A fast crew? Like, what type of crew is this? Is it a fast crew? Is it a combat crew? Is it a support crew? Is it like, heavy synergy crew? What am I looking at here? They all look ninja-like. Are they a stealth crew like the League of Assassins, or? Then the other thing is, what color are the eyes on the owls? They're like, the optics are like, what, blue or something? I need to paint in the optics. I guess I can just look at what the package did. I don't know if that's correct or not. I'm assuming it is because it's got to be based off something. Let's see. I haven't played them or against them, but the League of Shadows can be deadly. Okay, yeah, because League of Shadows is the other team I'll be running. So we'll have them face off against League of Shadows, and we'll see what their playstyle is like. Okay. Looking pretty good. Everything's looking pretty good. All right. Let's do some black gray. Now, who and what parts are black gray? When you play them, try to make sure. Whoa! Don't die, Iron Man. Try and make sure you get off the sneak attack. Sounds good. Let's see. There's like no black on. Well, he's got black gloves and he's got black hair. Looks like Strix has green eyes and he has red eyes. Let's do the black gray. And I'm going to need to paint in the his shirt for his suit too. If you can hit them without them seeing you before you activate, they can't defend. That sounds pretty nasty. That's awesome. Are his shoes black too? I'm gonna say they are. And he has like a silver tie. Butcher looks like he's a close combat mini. I hope so. He's got those giant claws. Yeah, there's like no black. I guess okay. If this is a silver tie, let's at least mark it so we can tell that we have to go back and paint it in later. All right, so let's do a couple of eyes, starting with red for that guy. His eyes would look better blue, but we're gonna stick to however the box art did him, because I don't want to upset people that care a lot about this character. And if I get the eyes wrong, then that sucks. If Knight Models is wrong and the eyes aren't red, well, then I just say, okay, well, they were wrong. Blah, 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 blah. And what's her name has green optics. And I think William Cobb has blue optics. So I'll give him blue optics. And she's fun. There we go. I think that dude's optics are blue. Let's see. Well, he actually has silver. His silver optics. So I'll just do him green. So there's some continuity. What did I just do with that green? There it is. Okay, there we go. And Joe looks like he might be the only one with sneak attack. Butcher rerolls his collateral damage. Okay. That will make sense to me soon. Very, very soon. So Butcher, like being such a big kind of brawler guy, is he designed to take on like multiple weak opponents, you think? Yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Now, the box art for this Xiao Lung guy, he actually has a lot more gold on the top of his hat here. I'm just gonna give it another little ochre highlight. Okay. So now, let's start working on the butcher's skin. So that's going to be super easy. Man, we are so close. We're so close to being done. Should be pretty awesome now. Just afraid of dings on the butcher. There he is. I would stick him on my normal handle, but he's just such a heavy model, I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to have to deal with holding the actual model when I paint it. You know, and dealing with whatever touch-ups I will happen to require. But I don't think, in general, I don't like to make it a habit to make these guys like mainstays in my army because they're difficult to transport, especially big, heavy metal minis like this. They're very prone to breaking and tipping over. They don't fit quite well in any slots in your bag, so then you're forced with either storing it suboptimally, knowing that you're going to have to re-glue stuff, or knowing you have to re-glue stuff, or you just punch out a really, really big area for it and you're happy with that. Oh, I see. She has a metal, she has like a steel bra thingy. I don't care. I'm going to leave it gold. It looks cooler gold. These models look great, like the way they are. Let's add some basic skin tone. And there's really not much I have to do here. I mean, I'm just about ready to call these done. I could do a little more. Well, I'll highlight the blue gray. I mean, sorry, the black gray hair. And oh yeah, I forgot. I've got to do his shirt. Still, that's not a big deal. I'm gonna do his shirt and this guy's skin. Neither one of those is a serious ordeal. Ooh, man. There you go. Got a very muscular neck, this butcher. I guess when your body's shaped like that, everything is muscular, right? So now let's take that black gray, add a little white to it. We'll highlight the black here. Let's see. Shao looks like, okay. Yes, I'm speaking the language of Batman. Yes. Once I learn how to speak Batman, we can have some good, meaningful discussions. All right. Let's paint in the shirt. Right. So that's a good color. So according to the artwork, it's like a cool white shirt. And so I have to find one of my go-to colors here, called Azure. All right. Azure left. I don't see any Azure. Wow. That's like a really common color for me. I use it all the time. It's gotta be in here. Am I just getting too tired to look for my paints? That's possible. No one borrowed my Azure. No Azure, huh? That's crazy. I mean, I can do that. I can do this pale blue. It's probably not bad. It's just not Azure. That's what I really need. Let's see. No, nothing. Sorry for wasting our little overtime here looking for the one color. Wow, it's really not in here, is it? Yeah, that thing must have run away. I didn't run out of Azure. I did not run out of Azure. It's just gone. Who knows? It's hiding with the tube of matte medium. It's got to be. Or it's in the very, very corner. Damn it. Oh, wow. Oops. Don't want to do that. Okay. Ooh. Now we're going to paint in the shirt. I don't know how well this is going to actually cover. Might have to do multiple coats here of the shirt. There we go. So I'll let that dry. Oh, this guy doesn't even have a white shirt under there. That's fine though. Oops. I totally misread that. It's okay though. I gotta, the other thing I gotta do is I gotta wash the butcher's skin. Okay. This guy is just about done. I suppose I could do a little bit of highlighting on the suit just to pick out a couple of points of light. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we need to. I just got too much glaze right in there. Need to clean that out. Okay. So let's take a light brown, like a beige brown, like this. Let's actually make that the edge highlight on the suit. Now him and maybe Xiaolong are the only guys that have much in terms of creases for the brown cloth. Everybody else is a little more skin tight than these two guys. So I'm really only going to apply it on these two guys. Maybe Buff. But let's see. So I'm just going to use it to edge. Yeah, it's not bad. Ooh, that's too much paint. Too much paint. Sword looks sweet. I just use old metallics for that. Yeah, I don't like using metallics on my brushes. They just jack them up too much. So that's the main reason why I do non-metallics. The model looked okay until you did, non-metallic metal on it. We're like, okay, well, I mean, I don't mind people for having their own opinion. It's just funny. Like, oh, it looked good, and then you had to go do that non-metallic metal on it, and now it's horrible. And I have some clients that tell me that insist that I use metallic paints on their model, and I'm fine with that. If you could go either way, I guess, especially historical, you don't really want to do non-metallic metal on historical grade minis. So for historicals, we just, okay, that makes perfect sense. We're gonna do that. Here we go. Let's do this guy's. So see, his pants are like got folds in them. So he is another guy that you would highlight. He is like my favorite guy in the set, though. This dude, he's just cool looking. All right, so now let's wash the butcher's flesh. And then we can always come in and re-highlight the butcher's flesh. Doesn't look too bad right now, but we'll probably come back in and re-highlight. Just never painted non-metallics. Yeah, it took me a while before I decided I would try it, and I got it wrong for. I still say I get it. It's not great. It's passable non-metallics, but I don't like if you're gonna do it. If you really want to do it right, you got to put in the time. Like I didn't highlight this nearly as much as I could have for non-metallics. I don't like that stuff pulling right there. It's kind of bothering me. But yeah, we are just about done. Unless am I forgetting something? These look right. These look done. I just have to paint the black lip on the bottom of each miniature. And do that. Okay. And the other thing, where'd it go? I'm gonna glue some grass or some effects on the butcher's base just to give him a little more interest on his base, because his base is, I don't know, it's actually kind of weird. I'm using a secret weapon concave base that you might put swamp water in, that kind of thing, but we're not doing that. I'm just gonna put a patch of flowers here and be happy. Might do two. Let's do two. So the butcher's running through a field of flowers. Why not? Why not, right? Oh man, I need to pick up some new flowers. Oh, too flat. So I gotta stand them back up after I pull them apart. And where'd my little tweezers go? They are gone. They used to be right there. Where'd they go? Let's just use the back of the brush. Push that down. Yeah, I just wanted to generate a little bit of interest on the base. There, he's trampling flowers. Yeah, he's like, screw your flowers. Screw pretty. See? He goes where you tell him. That's right. I'm going to tell him to step on these flowers. Ah, cool. Okay. Okay, I think we are there. I think we're there. Let's paint the black clip in on the bottoms, and let's call it. Let me, in fact, before I do that, let me show them off so that we can see kind of how they came out. Okay, so you can see it's still very wet from the glazes, but that's what's the name of the dude? You know the guy. Orchard. Yeah, that's his name. His name is Benjamin Orchard. So I'll show them off one at a time, and then we'll paint the black rims in. Benjamin Orchard, fun. He's the leader. Then you got Xiao Long. Oh, he's still fun. Love that guy. So cool. Then you got the really cool chick, Strix. Come on, focus. If I pull this away, that didn't help at all. A little too much 3D for my camera, I guess. Then this guy's named William Cobb. He came out pretty cool. If my camera would actually allow us to see him focused. He's pretty cool. And then finally, we got the big dude, the butcher, who can't even fit in frame. But you guys have been looking at him all night. He's much starker model because he's so big. All right, so let's paint in the black. It's a fun paint job. These were fun, once again. Night models are very fun to paint. They are very excruciating to put together. Oh, it says Strix, it focused. All right, so let's paint in this black. And then we're good to go, man. Good stuff. I'm gonna have to paint his base off camera because he's just too big to keep underneath the camera. I'm gonna have to give him not just him, but this whole thing, a day to dry. And then I'll seal because they'll be too shiny before I hit them with dull coat. Then I can take a picture. Oh man, that was bad. Why did I do that? I can fix that. That's what I hit my brush hit the camera and then bounced off and hit the miniature. So let me do a little repair. There we go. Yeah, no one will ever know that happened, except for you for watching. You'll know. I screwed up right at the end. But you won't be able to see, though. Honestly, these colors are so dark and they blend together so well. You're really not going to see. Let's put him there. All right, and let's put these together. Okay. Hard to pick a favorite, but Sebastian and Strix are close. Which one's Sebastian? Is Sebastian the butcher? I have to wait 90 seconds to hear my answer. Okay. Yeah, also, I do like these Tectonic Craft Studios bases. I wish there was a way to order them online because they're very cool. I would want a lot of them now because if I'm going to put together more Batman, I'm going to want to use at least the same base manufacturer. So even if I'm not using the same style, they'll at least look roughly the same. Let's see. Yes, they're a pain, but to put together, just think of putting together Titan Bane. Oh, geez. That's got to be rough. Firefly is the one that scares me. What scares me about it is actually trying to transport that. Be horrified trying to put that in a bag or, magnetize it so that the center of gravity doesn't just constantly tip it over. Oh, let's see. I think the one on the left of Strix. I don't know. It's either Xiao Long or William Cobb or what's his name? Orchard, the leader. Benjamin Orchard, I think is his name. There we go. All right. So that's it, man. Wow, we powered through that. A little bit of overtime, not too much, but hey, it was cool. We got all 5 minis done. Now, granted, very, very limited color palette on these, so it wasn't too bad. And obviously, when the feed started, I had already done the airbrush component of the painting, so that was a nice little jump start there as well. But bottom line is they're done, and I can seal them, and sometime, hopefully this weekend, I can learn how to play the game and learn how to play the owls because they look great and they're owls, and I'm like really happy about that. They're really cool looking. What happened there? A weird little break on his head. But anyway, oh, William Cobb, there you go. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Glad you guys were here to see the whole Court of Owls stuff get painted. So that's going to do it for this video. I've taken Titan Bane to my friends and back. So far, he has survived. Nice. Yeah, I just get worried. Like big metal miniatures just scare me to transport. That's why I don't like bring my big anima stuff around too much. I usually stick with the smaller minis when I travel. I play the big minis at home. But anyway, that's going to do for this video, guys. I want to thank you all for watching, and everybody have a good night. Talk to you soon.